Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me. If this is your first time here, then welcome. And if you're back for a second or third time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hang out for a little while. All right, so we're talking about Ready to Love Season 3, Episode 11, the finale. Houston, we have a problem. Let's get into it. So this is the finale. This is what we have been watching for over a month, getting prepared to see who was going to be in the finale as a couple to make it to the point where they say they're ready for love. And this was the most underwhelming finale that I have ever experienced. When it opens up, we're here with the final five, and it's the most awkward scene. I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm looking at the scene, I feel like it's just five people who have not yet met the other cast members that are about to come so that they can find love. Or is it just me? I don't know. I just feel like these people are all here. The only person that I feel like really wants to be here with their person is Rashid. The rest of them, I feel like it was just by default. I definitely feel like Winter is just settling for Anthony. I feel like Anthony is just happy that he made it to the end. I don't know how he got there because I saw him going home episode 3, but he made it. Okay, never would have made it. Okay, he made it. Okay, and then you have Khalfani. He was a fan favorite. Okay, and a lot of girls wanted to have something with him, but it was out of Denise and Adrianna. And I really wish that Denise would have made it to this point, because I would have loved to see how this would have played out. But, you know, as fate would have it, it didn't work out that way. So now we have Winter and Anthony. And quite frankly, I don't even know what else needs to be done. I mean, basically y'all together. Because, I mean, you don't have a connection with Rashid, do you? Oh, okay, I didn't think so. And you don't have a connection with Adrianna, do you? Okay, so I don't know if we were just carrying on because we just want to see what may happen. Will he show up? Will she show up? Like a bachelor, bachelorette type thing. But I wasn't impressed. Then we see the scene where Rashid sits down with Adrianna so she can continue to talk in circles. And Rashid ain't playing with her in this scene, okay? She's skinning and grinning with them little bitty baby teeth, and she's saying what she thinks he wants to hear. And Rashid is like, look here, okay? I am just out here, you know, on a ledge, and there's no one here to catch me. So I need to know what it is, because at this point, we're down to me and Khalfani, and it's out of us two. And I just want to know how it is that you're feeling. And up until this point, I have always said that I feel like Adrianna was wasting his time, and this definitely lets me know that she is indeed wasting his time, because in her true fashion, she's batting her eyes, telling him what she thinks he wants to hear, because he's such a nice guy. Have you ever just met a guy that's like genuinely nice? That's Rashid. Even though I don't personally know him, it comes through your screen. So I feel like she's just keeping him there as a safety net in case maybe her dad or whoever they're bringing doesn't like Khalfani, or Khalfani decides to do something stupid. I don't know. I just feel like he's her safety net. Let me just end it at that. Then we see Winter, and she meets up with her sister. And before I even knew they were sisters, I can definitely tell because they look just alike, just in a different way. Just a side note. So they sit down and they're talking, and she's talking about how the kind of guy that she wants. And then Anthony comes up and he sits down and he starts to converse with her sister. And he's making a good impression on her sister, even though Anthony's personality is really not something that is, I don't know. I don't really vibe with his personality. It's kind of not really there, but for some reason they think he is just so funny, honey. Everything that he says, they're just smiling. And, you know, he's invited to the cookout. And so Winter's sister is definitely sold on Anthony. And so Winter decides that, you know, maybe Anthony is in fact ready to love. Because, I mean, if my sister put her stamp of approval on it, then it must be something. But to me, I just felt like this was a forced scene, and we've already seen this before with the friend when she came to meet Winter's suitors. So I don't understand why we had to go back and do it again. We could have just bypassed this part, but that's what they chose to do. So that's my take on that scene. So after that, you see Winter and Anthony get a little bit of a kiss, and now we see Khalfani's parents walk up on their way to meet their son. And I was a bit surprised because, okay, I know this is just, I don't know, I guess because this is just the norm, but I was actually surprised to see how wholesome his parents were. And when they walked up together, and the fact that when they sat down and they started to get to know Adrianna, and they talked to her about how they get together all the time and they're real family oriented, and that they meet up every Sunday after church. I was like, okay, Khalfani, you got some layers to you. I wasn't expecting that. And he has a very nice looking mom and dad. They make a nice couple, and they sit down and they're talking to Adrianna, and she's telling, in her confessional that she hasn't had that family, tightness. So the fact that she actually got to sit down with him and she heard a little bit about how close they were, that was something she was really excited about. And so that was a plus. And in this scene, I did kind of see their spark. In episodes prior, I didn't really understand what was going on with Khalfani and Adrianna. I kind of felt like she was doing that to get back at Denise, but now that we're at the tail end of it, I actually see she kind of likes him. Then we see Rashid, and this, to me, is the way a man handles something. Because Rashid said, if I'm going to be introducing you to my family, I need to know that you are someone worth introducing to my family. And I 100% respected that. And I respected that because so oftentimes these men will just introduce you to everybody, honey. The sister, the cousin, taking you out to all the family gatherings. You go out the front door, another one comes in the back door, and now she grinning with the mama and the sister and it's just like, it doesn't mean anything these days. So he decided that, no, you're not going to be meeting my family, because I have asked you 99 episodes if I were in your top, and you have continued to talk me in circles. So we see Rashid sit down with his sister, and I like their relationship. And he's talking to her, and he's asking her, he's telling her, he said, hey, I feel like I wanted to court you, but now at this point I feel like I'm chasing you. And if I feel like I have to chase you, then I just would rather bow out, because I don't feel like the feeling is mutual, basically. So he asked his sister, do you think I should continue to pursue her, or do you think I should walk away? And then he also asked his sister, would you be interested in meeting her? And baby, that sister was like, absolutely, positively not. I don't need to meet that heifer if she don't want to treat my brother right. That's basically what she was saying in her head. But they're they classy. They classy like, so they're not going to, really just say it, but I'm going to go and say it for her. No, I would not like to meet her, because if she doesn't see the prize that you are, then why would I be wasting my time? Okay, so then, that basically gave Rashid what he needed to go forward. And then we're back to Adrianna and Khalfani, and they're sitting down with Khalfani's parents, and they're still having a little bit more banter. And it's just, a nice little family unit, and they do look like they actually fit together. And I think what it is with Khalfani, and maybe this is just me, he reads younger. Not like young, like Brian Young and his weird haircut and streaker and all that. Not that kind of young. But he reads her same age, her same maturity level young. And it seems like somebody that she could potentially grow with. But with Rashid, he's already stable. He's already knowing what it is that he wants. And maybe that scares her a little bit. Or maybe I'm giving her too much credit, child. Honey, she probably just want to deal with Khalfani because he's young and look good. Well, Rashid is a very handsome man, honey, and he can dress to the nines. But, she's Tinkerbell, so there's that. All right, moving right along. Then after that, you see Anthony sit down with his sister, and his sister is something else, child. So I can definitely see that this is their family's personality. This is the way that they are. He's sitting down with his sister and he's letting her know. She's like, are you still super single? And he's like, well, there is somebody that I like here, and her name is Winter. And she was like, okay, boy, let me just get to it. Let me just talk to her and see what it is I need to see. So Winter comes up and she sits down with his sister. And his sister actually took to Winter pretty well. At one point, I was like, well, do you want to date Winter? Because she all like, well, can I have another hug? And, oh, you are beautiful. Well, can I get another hug? Girl, what is going on? Okay, anyway, so she sits down with the sister, and the sister is like, well, Anthony has always said he's super single. And basically the girls that he's been with seem like more of long-term friends because they just hang around until they don't hang around anymore. And Winter was looking at him, baby. Winter carries all her expression in her face. And she did not hesitate to look at him and roll her eyes like, boy, I know you ain't finna waste my time after I help you make it to the end, because quiet as it's kept, if Jay wouldn't have fell in there with Joy, you would not even be here. So I know you're not finna be playing no games with me. And as soon as I was thinking that that's what she was thinking, Anthony comes out and says, see, I don't want to play no games with this. I want to be all the way real and, make sure that I'm actually ready for love. And in Winter's mind, she was thinking, super single. This is something I've never heard before, but the family always gives you the real. So she was like, well, I'm hoping that he is actually ready for love, because, that would be a fool. Okay. Then we're back to Khalfani and Adrianna. Now they're one-on-one, and she is feeling a little bit torn because she knows she really likes Khalfani. And I think what really made it like, okay, I'm a rock with Khalfani is the fact that she actually got to meet his parents, because when she didn't get a chance to meet anybody from Rashid's family, I'm pretty sure she felt like, well, how does he feel about me if he's not willing to even let me meet anyone from his family? And I kind of understood that. Now here we are with Rashid and Adrianna sitting down, and Rashid is like, look, let me just tell you like this. I feel like at this point you should already know. And baby, let me tell you something. I just got to say this. Rashid was looking so good in this scene. Honey, I'm a Rashid stan, okay? Let me tell you that if I was on this season of Ready to Love and he was standing there looking all handsome and all put together, because he looks like a grown man in every scene, very well dressed, very polished, very poised, and I can tell he comes from a good family. And if she can't see it, honey, I'm sure somebody else will. But he sits down with her and he's telling her, we're at the tail end of this, and I basically feel like I should go ahead and just remove myself because I don't feel like I'm moving any further. And instead of her being mature enough to say, you know what, actually I do feel a stronger connection with Khalfani, this girl proceeds to say, well, I don't mean to compare you two, but Khalfani always knew that you were in my top, but he was willing to fight for me. No, because he just asked you last episode and the episode before that if he was in your top, and you always say you don't know. So how is it that Khalfani knows, but you don't even know? Girl, quit playing, okay? Nobody have time to be playing with you. You just want to make sure that your safety net is here until the end. So she sits down. When she's sitting down with him, she's talking to him, and she's just like, I don't want you to go. And he's so sweet. And, he really actually wants her. So he decided that he was going to stay. In the next scene, we see Adrianna sit down with her dad, and now I see where at first I thought it was her wig that was making her head sit up like that in the back, but that daddy got that same head. That's that same head on that daddy. So I feel like that's what she got that from, okay? Because I was just always trying to it was something missing, and I felt like if she would just pull it to the front a little bit, it would be different. But now I understand that that's just the way it's shaped. Okay, let's move on. That has nothing to do with anything. Y'all stay with me. Okay, so he sits down with Khalfani, and he's asking Khalfani a few questions, and he's doing pretty well. But I feel like Adriana's connection is stronger with Khalfani, but the dad's connection was stronger with Rashid, because Rashid is a family guy, and they bonded over a few things like attending an HBCU, and they talked about things that actually connected them. But when it was all said and done, Adriana's dad let her know, I really did like Rashid, but I feel like your connection is stronger with Khalfani. So I guess that just basically to her was like, okay, now I have what I need to go forward and let Rashid go. Because I like Khalfani's family. I like Khalfani. I'm feeling a different type of way about him. And now my dad is saying that even he sees that I have a stronger connection with him. So let me just go ahead and let Rashid go. Which pissed me off. Because first of all, we just were here one day ago when the man told you, let him leave with his dignity. How dare you bring him back only for you to let him go? He could have dismissed himself like he wanted to. But you made him believe that there was actually a chance for him. So you brought him back because you decided, okay, I'm just going to jump out there. I'm going to let the safety net go and I'm just going to fall. And so you let him go and then you let him down. That's crazy. And you know how the producers ask you questions, and I'm assuming that the producers asked this because he said, no, I'm not holding grudges. I'm cool. And he's like, she's just not for me. She's just not the love for me. And I always felt like she wasn't the love for you based on the very first episode when you said she ghosted you. I would have never even looked her way from that day. But it was just something that he wanted to pursue, and that's what he did. So she dismissed him, and now we're in the, oh no, sorry. Then we see Winter and Anthony sit down together. So Winter and Anthony are sitting down together having one last, little mini date before it's time to actually decide if they're going to solidify their relationship. And they're talking and saying the same thing that we have heard episode after episode. Winter, okay? Winter, listen. I know you want to walk away from here feeling like you didn't waste your time, but Anthony ain't it. Anthony ain't it. And I mean, I know you have talked yourself into believing that he is, but I don't see it for him. And I don't see him for you. And I feel like when you guys are outside of this bubble, then that little fairy tale situation that you've created in your own mind is going to pop. And then you'll soon see that there is something different for you. So now Winter is standing there looking beautiful in her dress. And then Anthony walks up and they decide that they're ready to love. Okay. They give each other a kiss, child. Then we go over to Khalfani. He's standing there looking rather nice. He did clean up well. I wasn't expecting that because I'm so used to seeing him in basketball shorts and a tank top. I didn't think he could actually put himself together, but he looked really, really nice. So then Adrianna walks up, and she did actually look really pretty. That dress was beautiful on her skin tone. She walked up and she let him know, hey, I basically let Rashid down. I let him know that he's ready to love, but he's not ready to love me. And then Khalfani was super excited. They share this kiss. Anthony and Winter meet up with the two, and then they get on this boat, and then they sail off into their futures. And I sailed off into a whole sleep because this whole finale was so underwhelming. I feel like a finale is the build up, and it should be something suspenseful, and you should be like, oh my gosh, let me see. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he chose her. Oh my gosh, I really would. No, this was like, all right, child, we already knew y'all two was gonna end up together because we could see from a mile away you were just leading Rashid on. And who else was Anthony and Winter gonna choose besides each other? Child, this was a whole waste of an hour. Anyway, I'm excited about the reunion because the reunion, nephew Tommy asked somebody if they're pregnant, and I'm like, let me go to Instagram and try to investigate. Y'all know how I do every episode, honey. I gotta go investigate on Instagram and see what I was doing. But the reunion actually seems pretty juicy, and I can almost bet my bottom dollar that nobody that sailed away on that little boat is together today's date. So we shall see. I'm excited for the reunion. We actually could have bypassed this and just went straight to the reunion, and they could have just surprised us. Okay, because I mean, it was inevitable who they were going to choose because it was a whole default situation. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed my review. Guys, please don't hesitate to comment down below and tell me how you feel, or, if there's something that you saw that I didn't see, or do you feel like Khalfani and Adrianna are actually a good match? Do you feel like Winter and Anthony are actually a good match? I'm just reviewing the show and giving you my opinion, but I would love to hear from you guys. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share your girl's channel. I love you guys for watching. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.